With the 11th pick in the 2026 NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select Yaxel Lendeborg, the forward from Michigan. Locked on NBA Draft Night is brought to you by Indeed. Go to Indeed.com/podcast and get a $75 sponsored job credit. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs. Terms and conditions apply. I'm Tanitra Batiste, and I'm joined now by Chuck Walter from Locked on Warriors. And Chuck, second Wolverine of the night off the board. But before we go there, Warriors were trying to trade up but didn't get there. Why were they trying, and where were they trying to go ultimately before deciding on Lindeborg at 11?
Yeah, I think there are a few things in play. First of all, we heard earlier in the day that the Warriors were interested in maybe trading back with Charlotte, in contact about 14 and 18. This is a franchise and a team that they need talent right now. Yeah. They need more than one thing. They have two talented players that are going to be sitting on the bench for half the season, and Jimmy Butler and Moses Moody. They just need some guys. So that made a ton of sense. And then in terms of trading up, it would have been for Braden Burries. That's someone that I think filled a lot of what they needed in terms of scoring, shooting, and at the same time could play on an NBA floor on the defensive side of the ball. But there was also talks about potentially trading that 11th pick to the Pelicans that wanted to hop in this draft and getting Trey Murphy. That one was kind of a long shot, A, because I don't think the 11th pick gets it done, and B, Trey Murphy makes $25 million a year. I'm no salary cap expert. I'm no, sports business classroom guy, but I do know that they couldn't have just brought that in for the 11th pick. They would have had to have traded Draymond or Jimmy and made it a multiplayer deal.
Yes. Now, you talk about Yaxel Lendeborg, obviously known for his versatility, but what do you like most about the pick and about his game?
Are you going to follow this up with what do you like least? Or do I throw this all in one segment?
Go for it, Chuck. Roll with it.
Okay, so what I like most is his versatility, and I like that I think he can be an NBA-ready defender from day one. I think he, despite some of the age concerns, he's an interesting case study because there's never been a player like him that was just a community college guy that needed the extra years, that wasn't good enough, and that then just kind of worked his way up the ranks. He could have been in the NBA last year, realistically, after UAB, but he wanted to go to Michigan. It's also a new era where you're making a ton of money. If this was, 2017, he would have left after his season at UAB. We know that. So I'm not going to hold the age against him much. I think defensive just positioning and his IQ and his knowledge for the game is what excites me most about him. What scares me is just the fit with Draymond Green, because Yaxel says that he's a small forward. I see a power forward. I see someone that can stretch it, but I see a power forward all day long. And for the longest time, it was Kuminga and Draymond and Jimmy were blocking Kuminga. And finally, Kuminga gets his moment. He hurts his ankle, and Draymond had even said at one point, I'm going to be taking a back seat. But do they actually believe that Draymond's going to take a back seat? Are they just going to accept the fact that this is Draymond's last year if he picks up the player option, and that, it's Yaxel's team moving forward, and maybe it's a 1A, 1B type of thing for this upcoming season? But that's what scares me most, is that they need a plug and play type of guy. We think Yaxel is it, but where is he going to play? Because the Warriors need some shooting on the floor. I don't necessarily think Yaxel provides that if he plays at the small forward position. Then where does Guy Santos go? Draymond and Porzingis, like the lineup is a little bit clunky right now. And you wonder if Draymond would be the casualty of this pick and if they would potentially look to trade him. But again, how do you even trade him?
Yeah, because as much as there's still, that was that commentary, like the shock of the trade of Klay Thompson, you kind of knew that he was one that probably would be a casualty. But Draymond Green, I think, there would be a question mark or two or three before we could kind of see the Golden State Warriors making that decision to go forward without maybe arguably the heart and soul of that team. Thanks, Chuck. For more on the Golden State Warriors, subscribe to Locked on Warriors wherever you get your podcasts.